What's up, my dudes, my boys, my girls, my fellow organic creatures? Max, Anna, Megan here. Take your pick. I don't really care which one. And we back with a Craft and Chat Sunday. Originally, I was gonna playfully refer to this video as the social distancing channel update, and then I was gonna call it the furloughed edition because things got real weird, and now I just don't know? I feel like I've lived 6 months in the last week. Anybody alive right now on March 22nd, 2020, just so you know, knows that the COVID-19 pandemic is messing up some shit right now. Here in Louisiana, in the last week, we've gone up almost 500 cases to around 830, I think. Now, I believe that's just because we're finally testing people and not because we're spreading it like crazy, but our governor, out of an abundance of caution, which is the buzzwords lately, has put the state on lockdown starting tomorrow at 5 p.m. and going until April 13th. Well, they're calling it a stay-at-home order because lockdown sounds a bit scary. Lockdown sounds way worse than it is. It just means unless you're going to the doctor, the grocery store, grabbing some food from a drive-thru, stay the hell home, you nasties. And this is just the topping on an otherwise really weird sandwich of a week that has been the last 7 days. Everything sort of went to shit on Wednesday. I work for a large corporation that shall not be named. Some of you watching this video probably know who I am and who I work for, but I'm not talking about that today or any day. The location I work at is in a mall which decided to close until March 30th to do their part to curtail the spread of the pandemic. Not a bad move when you're the last public place open in a city when schools, casinos, and other large gathering areas are shut down. And this is what started a cascade of confusing and infuriating messages from our corporate office. Initially, we thought we were covered under our company's emergency store closure policy, which clearly states in the handbook that we get paid whenever, things go tits up. Alright, fine. Then we were told that we would have to take our store's payroll and go work at other stores if we wanted to get paid. Also not ideal, but still something. And then we were told that we were just going to have to file for unemployment because over a decade of loyalty to a company gets you tossed out in the cold when the going gets rough. And all of this in less than a 24-hour period. In fact, I'm pretty sure all of that happened in like a 6-hour period. Needless to say, I was pissed, but thankfully not entirely screwed. And then, right as I'm getting over all this angry, betrayed, worried emotions that I don't like to feel, I get a call from my boss saying that the company changed its tune. So, we're getting PTO, boys and girls, and all those things in between. I don't know if it was all the bad press, or all the angry employees, or a visit from the ghost of Christmas future, but I'm relieved. And now I can take all of this nervous energy and fuel some personal projects I've been ignoring for a while. There's a lot of reading I want to catch up on. I'm still trying to write a book, and now I don't have work to procrastinate with. And then there's these videos. I can start doing these again. So, since I'm potentially off work for the next 3 weeks, expect these to pop up periodically. I've actually been meaning to do a return video of sorts for almost a year now. I had a pretty solid reason for disappearing. My dad had emergency heart surgery, and when your family needs you, you step up. So I packed my little Nissan Versa as full as a thing can be packed and drove that little RC car 36 hours from Seattle to Louisiana to take care of Batman. Taking care of him took a couple months, and then I went back to work. And by then it felt like I had waited so long to do a video about it that it felt less like an explanation and more like I was making another excuse video. Which all brings me back to the point of this video, which is that I heavily considered just never updating this channel again. When I started in earnest on YouTube, I had this ridiculous notion that I could play video games. That was the thing I was into at the time, and it was the thing everybody wanted to do. Technically, it's still the thing everybody wants to do, but I was bad at it. I wasn't playing the right games at the right times, I didn't have a consistent schedule, I didn't network or advertise, none of the stuff that could have given me a greater chance at success. Now let's all be very clear and very honest with ourselves, and I tell this to any kid who comes into the store saying they want to make it big on YouTube or Twitch. Having success on these platforms is 75% hoping lightning strikes and you have that one video YouTube shoves in recommended feeds or randomly goes viral. But there are still things that you can do to at least help you build a core audience, set yourself up for some kind of success. I wasn't doing any of that stuff, and the fact that I kept walking away from the channel for long periods of time really should have told me that I either didn't have the time management skills to make this an appropriate hobby, or I wasn't motivated enough to keep doing it. And that's the big thing that I've been thinking about for a couple months in regards to this channel. Oddly enough, my most popular video of 2019 was one where I just spent 30 minutes rambling about the books that I'd read up to that point in the year, while Minecraft played in the background. Now, Stupe, the human who has the unfortunate curse of being my boyfriend, pointed out that had to mean something. And he's brought this up occasionally, that I should really focus more on the content I'm clearly passionate about. I like video games, but not enough to want to play them for YouTube. Not enough to try to make myself more entertaining. Not enough to try and compete with hundreds and thousands of other people on YouTube playing the same games. My heart's just not in it. but I do love reading. That's a hobby I've picked back up again, and I'm one of a bajillion people who swears they're going to write a book someday. So that's the kind of content I think I want to do going forward. Talking about reading books, writing books, and doing those things when your depression won't let you sleep at night and your legs hurt all the time. That's definitely its own video. You know, when I make more content. I'm not committing to anything right now. I've only been home from work for 3 days and I've already lost track of time. My friends say that I've always been crazy. I just put a lid on it for work, so that cat gets to run wild for a little bit. The videos will still be this format, my randomly talking about things while a video game plays in the background, because I'm too much of a coward to show my face on camera right now. Maybe as things go forward and if I get more serious about this, that might change. Also, when I get a tripod to put my phone on or a camera to film with. So, in short, I'm not going to make any promises about a schedule or anything like that. We're just going to play it by ear for the next few weeks and see how we feel at the end of all of this. I've already got some videos in the can, as they say. I don't actually know who says that. My initial plan for this video was to go over all of the books that I'd read in 2020, because it felt like a craft and chat tradition, you know, the whole one time that I did it. But I want to get this up while it's still Sunday, and it's already 10:15. Hey everybody, it's Max from the not-too-distant future. Considering it is 1:30 in the morning when I'm editing this, I clearly missed my deadline. My bad. The problem with sleeping from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that's going to be a separate video. I've also got a full review of one of those books scripted, because boy howdy, others should suffer as I have. And I want to detail a little experiment that I'm running with Kindle Unlimited to see if it's worth it to even pay for the service versus just buying the books I read individually. And that's all I've got for right now, so if you're remotely excited or interested in the content shift, please leave a like on this video. Also, subscribe to the channel to get maybe notified of the next random upload. And if there's a book you want me to read or talk about or anything else, leave a comment below or hit me up on Twitter. I'm always at MaxPilot, and I doubt that will ever change anytime soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.